Okay. HA HANA and DR HANA, HA high availability and DR. So SAP systems we will not install only standalone here. We have the types of installations are there, right? Scale out installation, scale up installation, and also in the scale up installation, scale up means existing system you are upping means you are updating, you are upgrade up means to updating to, so higher means you can scale it, elastic scale it, which means you can increase it, your RAM, memory, CPU. So all these things you can increase it. That is called the HANA HA. Sorry, HANA, that is called scale up. Scale out means master, slave nodes, you can use it. That was done here during the HA topic, during the HANA high availability and a disaster recovery. HANA high availability and disaster recovery. So high availability means, so similar to you have the primary within the same data center one, within the same data center. Suppose like you are in the your primary data, every organization, every company, every customer, there is a data centers, right? There is the data center, and also they have the fallback disaster recovery mechanism also. Fallback the disaster recovery mechanism also we have, right? So fallback disaster recovery mechanism also they have. Why? Because in case of in one country, your primary site one is down, immediately they will enable the site two here. So this is called the site one. It is called the site one. Down, they will enable the site two. Site two, they will enable it. This is the so production. Maybe site one they will use it as the so production. Site two they will use that is the DR, disaster recovery. In case your primary site completely down due to the data center, maybe some power fluctuation, some floods or whatever it may be, entire database system SAP is down, which means they can enable the DR, they can start the DR and they can do the business here, right? So they have the disaster recovery. Every organization they have the DR mechanism, disaster recovery fallback mechanisms are available here. So during the disaster recovery mechanism, normally what will happen? So in the primary, you will install the primary database and secondary database. You will install it here. In the DR database, you will install the one DR database. You will install it here. So here, when you are doing all this activity, your primary system should be the same SID, and the primary host also in the secondary host also the same SID here. This is the host one. Okay, this is the host one. This is the host two. This is the host three. Host three. This is the host three. But host three is the separate site here, separate region, separate country. Okay, maybe some separate country here. So here, so that is the separate country here, and host one is in the same country, host two also same country here. So what exactly happens here? The first of all, to why we need this many systems here, one production system. So in case something is happens here, the primary fail over to the secondary node. Then enter this data center also having some issues. What will happen? What will happen here? Here, this one entire data center having, then entire again this will be the next course of action item here. Next, this is the next production system. DR is the next of the your production system here, disaster recovery here. So because entire this one is down, all users are connecting to the site one and host one. They are doing the all kind of work and everything they are doing here, right? All kind of work they are doing here in the systems here. So suppose suddenly you are due to the some floods or some power fluctuations or hardware issues or anything, and there your site one is down, including primary and secondary also. In that case, what is the next one? Then their business, their everything is stopped. In that case, to avoid this type of things, they will start the DR systems, which is replica of the your primary. They will start the DR system here. So here, while starting the DR system here, so they will so here then how the data are? Why? Because here primary we have the site one, site two is there. So here data is there here. So but here data to here, how the data will be replicated here, right? Here we can use the replication modes concept. We can use the replication modes concept to replicate the data from so production to DR or production primary to secondary node. We can use this replication option. So that database backup level, database level. So we have the replication will happen. Database level we have the replication happen, which will replicate the data from so production to DR side. Whatever the database level data is there, same data will be replicated here. That is called the DR, right? In case, in case here in the production in the site one, in the primary and secondary. So in case the primary, we have the primary, right? We have the primary system, and also we have the secondary system also available here. This is the DR. Can leave it. So only exceptional cases we will switch on the DR. Until then, that will be stopped status. The DR is the stopped status only. Okay. But DB is on, applications are stopped and DB is on, the data will be replicated to the primary to the DR side. So that is the secondary while doing the replication configuration. So here, so what exactly, why it is very important that the replication modes and operational modes concept is here. So whenever the users are doing the primary transactions here, users will log in and do the transaction here, then the transaction saved into the database level. So immediately, as per the replication mode, that replication will be happening to the secondary node, as well as same replication will happen into the DR node. The same replication will happen into the DR node. So within the data center, we can use there are types of replication modes are there here. Types of replication modes are there here. So one is the primary to secondary, that is called the synchronous replication. We can use it so that constantly the consistent data is available in the secondary site here. Whatever the data is there in the primary, the same data is available in the secondary also. So asynchronous means there is no acknowledgement. So which means, so here the primary will send the data to DR. It's very far to primary, but not sure whether the secondary is receiving or not. So that's why, so there is no consistency sync levels to maintain this one. Consistency to maintain the sync levels here. So that is the so major thing of the truth here. Okay. The primary and secondary and DR. That is the main thing here. Okay. So yeah. So here, so what we have to do to achieve this concept here? So what we have to do here to perform this configuration in our systems here? So here to perform this configuration, HADR configuration, to the primary and secondary. So within the same data center, we are thinking like primary and secondary, right? Within the primary and secondary, both the hosts should both hosts should be separate host names, right? But same SID, same instance number should be exist, and also same size, more than same size we have to maintain, or same size, or same file system, same. It should be the same structure, same SID, same instance number. Everything should be same. Only host names are should be different here. Only the host names we have to maintain that differently here. That is the main thing here, primary and secondary things here, right? And also what exact again, what we have to do again, next one. So then, so as part of the steps wise here, if I talk about the overview, so both the systems are up and running with the same OS, the same SID, same instance number, right? Same, it's the same to same. Why? Because then only the data will be replicated to the secondary site here. It should be the same here also, same SID should be installed here. So, and also here in the primary, we have the SSFS keys, right? The file system level, the security related some keys are there. Those keys we need to move to the here. Then we have to enable the replication. We need to register the secondary into primary. Then and we can do the perform the changes here, right? While replicating, it will ask the so what is the operational modes and what is the so replication mode. So we need to set in the studio level. or
Sir,
command level also we can use it here, right? Yes.
sir, here secondary site also application are up and running or
It's
down state only.
we can stop it. Why? Because no one actively will use, right? We can stop the secondary
Yes.
application. We can stop it here. But data will
Okay.
be replicated. DB will be
Yes.
on, but
And
data will be.
and DR site, DR site application also down, right?
Yeah, we are talking about the DB. Okay, DR DB also should be up. DB up. DB up.
No, no. DR post three application also down state only, right?
Yes, yes. DR site. Yes, all as SAP application here. So here up, here down. Here it's up status here. In the primary, it is up status. Why? Because all persons they will connect to the primary system, right? It should be up. But secondary is for the fallback mechanism. Why? Because here something is happens here. Always there is a cluster packages. So it will point to the primary site and secondary site here. Applications is hosted on the top of this is the application. Application is posted on top of the here. Application is pointing to the virtual IP of the database. Virtual IP of the database here. Virtual IP of the database here. IP. So here, whenever application is coming, sending the data to the here, then it will send the data to the your secondary, primary site here. So whenever in the primary any issue, immediately the cluster packages will send the data to the secondary node here. Till then, the connection will be broken to the primary and it will send the request to the secondary DB. In the secondary DB, the data will be stored here. So again, in the primary is bad, we can configure the reverse replication. Then the data will be replicated to the again primary. Then primary we can activate it and we can configure the replications and everything. We can configure it. This way it will work. You got it, right? Let me
Yes,
explain.
sir. Yes.
Let me
Yes.
explain one second. Let's leave it out the DR scenario. In the DR scenario, so what exactly happens? So normally, how the applications will connect? Why? Because here, so this is the SAP application. Okay, this is the SAP application here. Suppose this is the users. This is the user GUI or user interfaces to connect to the our SAP applications here. This is the SAP application here. So at the same time, we have the database. Now we are discussing about the database here. So SAP also we have the high availability concept introduced. High availability concept means ASCS. We can put into the ASCS. So let's see here only SAP here and also database we have the high availability. It's a production very critical for business. We are using the high availability, which means so within the same data center we have the primary database and the secondary database, primary database and secondary database here. So what they will do here while doing this configuration HDB, while doing these configurations here, what we have to perform it here. So there is a cluster packages. So cluster packages are some third-party tools. So here user will connect to the SAP here. User will connect to the SAP. SAP will point to the one virtual IP here. SAP which will virtual IP of the database. Virtual IP of the database it will point here. Virtual IP of the database it will point here. Okay. So virtual IP. This is the virtual IP of the virtual IP. Virtual IP, which means there is no physical IP. Virtual IP means virtual IP or virtual host name. So SAP will point to this one. This virtual IP will point to the host one and host two. Two IPs, two systems. It will point it here. It will connect it here. Like this, it will connect it. So one day in the primary, something is happens here. Something is happened. Immediately Your cluster packages will move the request to the your HDB only. Will send the request to the secondary node. This is the primary, this is the secondary here. It will send the request to the secondary here, right? Then how the data will be replicated here while doing the transactions to the primary side. Here database level there is a replication mechanism, so that all the data, whatever the data is there here, the same data available here, so that whenever any time it will be switched to the secondary node, we have the same data available, so no issues with the users and there is no data loss activities here. So that is the reason here we have the so the database, we have the primary and secondary SAP systems concept here, right? Primary and SAP systems concept here. That is the main thing here, right? So here something is happens in the SUSE Linux. Maybe it depends upon the packages you are using OS level. Maybe if it is the SUSE Linux, we can use the cluster packages like so CoroSync. The Linux will configure this one, like pacemaker, so Stoneit devices. So these three are very important to configure the cluster packages. These three are very important for this one. What will happen here? So this CoroSync and pacemaker vehicles, it will run, it will point to the your HANA services here. So if something is happened in the system, immediately it will move to the it will move to the secondary, and the secondary will become primary, and this primary will become inactive or something like that. This will take care of the all this CoroSync and pacemaker and Stoneit devices here. That is the concept of the so pacemaker tools and CoroSync tools and Stoneit devices. Right? This is the main thing here. Okay. So here the DR side, HA side, what we have to do here, what type of configuration we have to perform it here in the HA side here. The primary, what to achieve this kind of configuration, so what configurations we have to perform in the primary and secondary side. So in the primary host name, in the primary host name to perform this configuration, the first of all the primary configuration, HANA with same SID and instance number should be installed. And the secondary side, this is the secondary side. In the secondary, both it should be both the host here. Here, not only one host, we cannot achieve here this type of solutions here. It should be both the hosts are should be accessible. Both the should be accessible within the same network. Both the hosts should be in the same network zone here, right? The primary and secondary here. So primary we have to install the HANA with the same SID, same number. Here also same as like point number one. Same as like point number one, we have to do that one, right? So that is the one point number one, we have to do that one. So then what we have to do here? So check the connectivity test. Check the connection test from primary to secondary DR, right? Secondary. This is the secondary host name, right? Here also just perform the connection test. Connection test. Connection test from your secondary to the primary host. You can perform the connection test here. So this is the concept of the your secondary here. Then once you've done it here, then here what you have to do here, the 5th number step here. Step number 5th here, what we have to do? We have to enable the replication. We have to enable the replication here. We have to enable the replication. We can use the HANA Studio. Or HANA Cockpit. We can use it, or OS level. OS level commands also we can use it here. OS level, the commands also we can use it here. That is the main thing here. Then, so step number 6 here. So copy the SSFS keys from, okay, steps here. So how to achieve the HA solutions here, high availability solutions, right? The high level, how to achieve this one, and also how to configure in our systems also here. So here main thing is here the primary secondary should be the same SID, same instance number should be installed in the host one, and host two also same SID, same instance number here. Then primary should talk to the secondary, secondary also should talk to the primary. Talking means just they will use the ping commands, right? SH commands to check the connectivity test from here. Suppose like here, this is our primary, right? So but our secondary is here, SAP, the Linux one. If you use this ping command, it will check whether we have the checking the connectivity test or not here, right? You are getting the response. Otherwise, you can use the SSH to the secondary node here, right? So it will check it out. It will check all the information. It will check it here, right? It will point you to the secondary node here. That is the main thing here to understand. So primary, secondary, the secondary should be plugged to the primary also. Then primary we have to install the primary we have to install the, so a same HANA system with same as with whatever the SID you are putting, same SID in the secondary also you need to install the same thing here, right? So and also copy the SSH keys here. Copy the SSH keys from, so SSH keys from, so global directory, sys global directory that is available in the sys global directory to secondary to secondary system. Then once you copy it here, then here step number 7. So same location where you are copying from the primary, in secondary also you need to place the SSFS keys from in secondary, in secondary same location of the primary, same location of the same location wherever you're copying here. Suppose sys global directory, you need to go to the sys global directory, you need to copy it there, you need to copy it there also, you need to copy it there. Okay, once you copy it here, then restart the secondary and restart the secondary system. Why? Because after the copy, just check whether the secondary is coming up or not. All right. Then once you restart this, then register the register the register the secondary into the primary database. While registering, it will ask the operational modes, and so replication mode setup here, replication mode setup. While configuring practically, I will explain what how to do and everything here, right? So these are the steps we have to draft it here, right? So the replication modes here. Once you enable it, configuration is done. Then we can check the status here. We can check the status in the console level. We can check the status in console. Console means either the studio or HDB voice level commands. So we can use these commands to check it out, all those things here. Or on our cockpit, we can use it here. Okay. So these are the steps we have to perform in the each and every system here. Each and every system, these are the system steps we have to perform it here. So as part of the steps here, so what you have to do, you have to perform these checks here. As per today's assignment, what you need to do, you need to create we have the two hosts in our environment. SAP HANA is the primary here, right, which we are logging here. There is a SAP Linux 1 also here. This is our secondary host here. So what we have to do here, primary, secondary, same SID, same instance number, you have to use it, you have to install it, keep it ready, right? And also check the connection test from the primary to secondary. Then exchange the keys tomorrow. I will tell you. But so what you have to do? So you need to do the this keys. This is the your work for today assignment. So SAP Linux 1, HANA 1, and the Linux 1 is the new host for us, right? Just to open the in the our putty session here. Just to open the putty here. You can type like SAP Linux 1. Just to type the SAP Linux 1 with the same password, and you can use it and you can log in here, right? You can log in here and you can see the services here. You can see the services here. Maybe I think it won't, there is no services here. Yeah, there is no services here. Only one HANA system is running. So you can install the one more HANA system with HDB. Same instance number should be exist here. Then perform the connection test from primary to secondary via the SAP HANA also available, and SAP Linux 1 also available for our case for configuration of the replications here. So you can use this one. So you can perform this to achievement today and ready with the tomorrow replication configuration, so that so we are good. We will complete the replication also here. Okay, that is the main thing here. So what you have to perform, you need to follow the
For connection test, we'll maintain the both host names in host
uh,
address,
yeah,
or else we need to do anything.
no, it's maintained already. Just to use the ping and SSH commands. It's maintained already.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes, sir. Both are pinging.
Yeah, both are pinging. Okay, fine. And also install the both in the both the systems. Make it one SID is common. But in the primary we have the HDB, right? Same thing in the secondary also. You can keep it like HDB. The same SID, same instance number. You can install it. Keep it ready for tomorrow's class. If required, you can also do this one. All these steps like SSF keys copy from this global directory.
Sir, can you tell me where the
Okay,
SSF keys path?
let me show you here.
Any standard path is there, sir, for SSS?
Yes. Maybe we can use the WinSAP. WinSAP is the very simple. WinSAP is the tool to transfer the data, right? So to transfer the files from Linux to Windows level. Here, where you have to go? You need to go to the VSR, SAP, HDB, and this global security, RSS keys, data, and key. These two folders you need to copy. Okay, under these two folders you need to copy. Just you can just drag and drop. What will happen, this will copy to your local file systems. This will copy to the your local file systems. RSS keys here, these keys you need to place it to the same location wherever you're copying now. The same location you need to copy this one also. You need to copy and restart the secondary DB. Okay, you need to perform these steps.
Sir, can you show me how to copy the files from Linux to Linux? I have a bit confusion.
Okay. Linux to Linux, what you have to do, you need to use the SCP command. SCP. Okay, secure file transfers protocol. You have to use it. If you are not familiar with these commands, you can use the WinSCP. WinSCP. Use this one so that it will connect to here. So what you have to do here, SSH space SCP, not SSH space SCP secure file transfer. Maybe which file you want to transfer here. Suppose I want to transfer this example directory. So not directory, maybe I can use this one. All our directories only. Okay. I want to copy this log file. So SCP space log file, which log file you want to copy, that location log file slash and your SAP Linux one host name at the rate which
root
user,
at
yeah, SAP Linux one, which location, maybe slash time. You can use this location, it will be copied here. It will be copied here. But here you can see adding adding to the host is known as read message. So some errors here. Possibly identification has been changed here. DNS spoofing is happening IP address for the host. So normal at that time it will connect it here. See some DNS fingerprints related issues. That's the reason. Please correct the host key here. No, no host. Something it is asking us to
This is the within the system, right? You are doing.
no, no, outside of the system. From
Okay.
SAP HANA to SAP HANA 1.
Okay. Okay.
133. Okay, keys are there here. Non-host. Pass-based key. Okay. Someone said the keys actually. Pass-based keys. That's why it's asking the pass-based keys. No such file. Okay. We are in a different directory. Okay, we are in a different directory. That's why it's saying that. So suppose you are in the slash temp. You are in the slash temp here. SCP, SCP command, and the file
File
name,
name.
SCP command. Suppose like file name space and user at the rate and your target host Linux 1 colon which location name you have to give it here, then it will ask the key, then you can enter the key, then it will be copied. It's not a regular file, it's a directory, it's not a file. That's why we can easily saying that one. So files in scp hyphen r we have to use it, then it will copy the directory files and everything. So if it is the file, maybe what I can do here, I'm in the Linux 1 touch example.txt. Okay, what I'm doing here, this one I'm copying to example.txt to your root at the rate of SAP Linux 1 slash temp folder, right? So it will copy the data here. See here, it is copied. The tile is copied here. Now if I go to SAP Linux 1 here, SAP Linux 1 root, go to cd slash temp. See here, example.txt. Here it is available and here also it is available here. So data is
Yes, sir.
copied here. Like this, we have to use it.